this particular law, this concept that Agar had, the Egyptian had, was a bondage type of law. And not only what Agar, this allegorical, this law that stipulates, not only this is in bondage, but look what he says: an answer to Jerusalem, which now is. So he's talking about the Jerusalem that was in their day, in the Galatians' day. And he said that Jerusalem at their time was also in bondage. So watch this. Agar was, or the law of Agar, or the concept of Agar, was in bondage to the Jerusalem at that time, and they too were in bondage. So that means the law of Jerusalem in their time, that law was in bondage, creates bondage. And Agar, their laws, their concept, because even slaves have laws, even the slave have laws. Those laws was answered to Jerusalem, but he said both are in bondage. Let's see if we can break this down again, because the Galatian is turning to the law of Agar. Either one, they are both in bondage, whether it's the law of Agar allegorically or the law of Jerusalem at that time, which were also in bondage. And if we read the laws of Jesus, we read that he lambasted the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the scribes, the leaders, the priests, the captains, because they were liars. And even the laws told us that they were standing outside the gateway of heaven, proverbial, and neither will they go in, but they were barring people from going in. So they were in that type of bondage. The law that they were at that particular time was a law which creates bondage, and not only creates bondage, but those that were underneath their laws were also in bondage. They weren't free, they were in bondage. So I wonder, so here in other words, Agar allegorically is in bondage to Jerusalem. And Jerusalem also, the leaders we see through the letters and the story and everything, they also were in bondage. And this was what the Galatians were turning to. They were turning to this type of ideology, this type of concept, this type of spiritual law, if you would say, even today. And they were returning